Welcome back. So, yesterday we started our discussion on the foundation for selling success. In our first session, we detailed your actual job description. Number 1, help them decide. Number 2, make a connection. Number 3, qualify and sort. If you missed that session, we'll post a link to it below so that you can get caught up. Now, let's talk about the next foundation point in selling success. I call this the 3 C's in positioning: confidence, not convincing, and control. Let's cover them one at a time. The first C is confidence. Everything in sales is a game of confidence. Whoever is more confident about their position is the person who will influence the other. Confidence wins every time. Either you are more confident in how your product or service can solve their dire problem or satisfy their great need, or they are more confident that it can't. The one with the most confidence about their position will end up converting the other. Now, you don't even need to be confident in yourself. It most certainly helps, but it is not necessary. I have seen typically shy or timid people sell the hell out of a movie they loved. I had to go see, they said, or a book that they were crazy about, or a face cream that is simply amazing, they said, or a pair of shoes that I, quote, cannot live another day without, or a type of mayonnaise made from avocados, not canola oil, that is, quote unquote, a game changer, etc. What you have to be confident in is the product or service that you are selling. You have to believe in what you are saying wholeheartedly. You cannot be convincing if you are not fully convinced yourself. I'd go further by saying, if you don't actually authentically believe in what it is that you're saying and selling, then you are committing spiritual fraud by trying to do so. I suggest that you do something else. Communication is a transmission of energy. The reason why confidence persuades is it communicates an energy of conviction and certainty, and people want to feel secure in their decision, and your confidence and certainty signals that to them. To help you attune your confident energy, before you start communicating about your product or service, remember why you love it. Remember how it has impacted your life or the lives of those that you've helped with it. Claude Monet used to tell his students before they painted a flower to, quote unquote, remember the awe. Remember the awe that they experienced the first time they ever saw a flower. Have you ever seen a child discover a flower for the first time? Their awe and reverence is spectacular. That is the awe you want to bring to your sales conversations. That feeling will transmit and it will influence. The second C is to not convince people. If you are spending your time on sales calls trying to convince people to buy, stop it right now. I refer you back to our discussion yesterday where we talked about qualifying and sorting the prospects that you spend time and energy on. You shouldn't have to convince anyone of anything. They should already want what you are selling and know that they want it. They might not know that they need your particular product or service, but they definitely should know that they have an unsolved problem or unmet desire. And remember, your projection is not always their perception. If you sell weight loss products, let's say, you cannot just go up to somebody and say, hey, you're fat, take these products and lose that weight. Besides probably getting hit upside the head, they might not perceive themselves as fat, thus do not have an unsolved problem, and they do not have an unmet desire to change it. Your products are actually not for them, no matter what you think. The sales adage of find a need and fill it is wrong. It is find a perceived need, perceived in the mind of the customer, and fill that. Your job is to help people discover and then communicate their perceived needs. That brings us to the third C of positioning, and that is control. I know that you think selling is about you talking. The movies have really screwed up your idea of sales. Selling is not what you saw on Boiler Room, or Glengarry Glen Ross, or Tommy Boy, or The Wolf of Wall Street. Sales is consultation. It is diagnosing and then prescribing. It is much like a visit to the doctor. You go in and see a doctor, and she asks, what brings you here today? And you tell her your symptoms, your perceived needs. She doesn't immediately suggest brain surgery. She proceeds to ask you a series of questions to further diagnose your unique situation. Now, if you interrupt her prematurely with irrelevant questions, she will politely stop you or give you a gentle verbal headbutt by saying something like, hang on, I'll get to that. She controls the flow of the visit and the conversation by using poignant questions that get to the heart of your pain and get you to describe your desired outcome. Only once, when she feels she has isolated the source of your problem, then she prescribes the solution and explains to you how it should work. This is all you're doing in selling. What most salespeople do is commit sales malpractice by prescribing before truly diagnosing or letting the patient dictate the office visit. My friend Bill McDermott, CEO of SAP, tells his team before they're going into any sales presentation, listen guys, as we go into this meeting, I want rabbit ears, not alligator mouths. Meaning, just shut up, listen to the customer, and control the conversation only through attentive questions. So, to review the 3 C's of positioning. Number 1, confidence is key. Remember your awe and bring that conviction to every sales conversation. Number 2 is not convincing. You are sorting, not convincing. You are looking to find those who know they have pain and that they want to go away or a desire that is unfulfilled. And number 3, control. Control the conversation through questions. Your job is to diagnose, never prescribe until you have a full diagnosis. So tell us, which of these 3 C's do you need to be better at? And tell us that in the comments below. Then I will see you back here tomorrow to discuss the final foundational point or final discussion. And this is the one where the real magic in selling lies. And I'll see you then.